Hey everybody, it's Paula here, and welcome back to another week of the Zoom Out Crypto Show, the first week of the new year that we're back. And what we're going to do in this video is take a zoomed out look at the Bitcoin chart to see where things are going, what trends have formed, and what might happen in the next couple of weeks. But before we get stuck into this video, I do hope that you will give this video a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any more of my videos. I'm aiming to get 25 likes on this video, so please do help out. Let's hop over now and have a look at the chart. So here we are now in the Bitcoin chart, and the trend hasn't changed much since we were last looking at the Bitcoin chart. We see here that we had formed a channel here, and it still looks like this could be another bear flag. We've seen the bear flags all the way down, that they're going upwards. We've got higher highs and we've got higher lows, and then we have this capitulation event that takes us down into the deeper lows. But what's going to happen now down here? Well, we see that we closed the year and we're now on the second week of the year, because I didn't post last week. Apologies for that. And last week we did have a green candle, be it a small candle, but the first week of the month was a green candle. But like I said, it does look like we are forming another um, bear flag, and that we could drop further down. And that doesn't mean this is exactly what is going to happen. We could break above this trend line, but that's yet to be seen. Now, I know this is the zoomed out crypto show, but I am just going to go down to the daily chart for a moment so you can have a look at this channel that we have been forming. And as you can see, we're almost midway between the channel. And if we do break up and touch the top of it, we're looking at reaching about 18,000 to test the top of this channel. Whether we break through or not, will only time will tell, but we could get rejected and come back down again. So we did have a look there at the weekly candles, and as we can see, the spread is really, really thin now. These large size candles aren't there, and there's not much really happening in the price movement. The price movement of Bitcoin is quite small. So let's zoom out a little bit more and let's have a look at the monthly chart. We can see that we ended last year. That red candle there is the end of last year. So let's make that a little bit bigger so you can see it. And we ended December in a red candle, but we're starting this month in a green candle. Now, it doesn't mean we will continue in a green candle for the entire month, but we have started with a green candle. We've given it plenty of time now for a channel to form. So that is the monthly candle. Now let's just have a look now at the 3 monthly candle, the quarterly candle. And what we can see here from this is that we've had 4 quarters in a row that have been red candles. And we haven't seen this before. We can see here we had 3 candles in a row, we had 2 candles in a row. If we come back a little bit further, we can see we had 3 candles in a row back in 2013. So we've had 3 quarters in a row before, but we haven't had 4 quarters in a row where we've seen a red candle in Bitcoin. And this is the first time it has happened. So the probabilities, based on probabilities and not technical analysis, would suggest that there is a higher likelihood that this quarter's candle would be a green candle. But I'm saying that I cannot assure that to you. And as I said, we are still in a bear trend. The bear trend has not been broken. And for that reason, I don't remain bullish. Now, I'm not extremely bearish either, but I'm not exactly bullish either. Now let's go down and have a look at the 6 monthly chart. Now we can see here in the 6 monthly chart that we've had 2 green candles down, and we've had quite a large drawdown since the peak that we see back here in 2001. Now we've had 2 half years before, 2 full years that have been red candles, but we haven't had, as I said, the quarters. I'm going to go back a little bit further again, and I'm going to look now at the 12-month candle. And what's interesting about this 12-month candle, and I'm going to change the chart to a log chart just so it's a little bit more visible. With the log chart, you can now see my blue log line going up here on the log chart. Now the log line looks a little bit better here when we look at the 6 monthly chart. And we could see there that from based on this log chart that we could be reaching 77,000 by the middle of July 24, but that is not guaranteed. By no means is that guaranteed. Don't forget, 2024 is when we're due the next halving. But going back there to the annual candle for a moment, and what we can see here on the annual candle is that we've had 3 green candles and then a red in previous runs. We had 3 green candles and a red. So the trend might suggest that we have another 3 green candles on the 12-month and a red. But past performance does not always indicate future performance. And this particular candle, last year's candle, is a red candle and it's fully engulfing the body of the candle from the prior year on the 12 months. And that to me would give rise to a little bit of concern. And don't forget, Bitcoin has not seen economic conditions like this before. The Fed are no longer printing money. The Fed are increasing interest rates. So are the Eurozone, so is Great Britain. Lots of places are under economic stress at the moment. And this is economic stress that we haven't seen before. We had a dip when we had COVID. We had that slight little hiccup, as I could put it, when we had COVID. But the Fed came along and Europe came along and they start printing money and they were given stimulus. And people had all this extra cash that was able to fuel these candles here and give this nice bull run. We don't have that extra cash in society at the moment. For me, this year could be a bit of a red year, but I would not be surprised at the same time if we seen 100% gains in the year. Now, 100% gains in the year would bring us only up to around 30,000, which would bring us up around this line, up around this mark here. Bring us up here. That might be a little bit of a stretch. It might be a little bit high, but it is actually possible. Now, if we look back on prior years, that even though this candle is quite long, there was a dip in this candle, and you can see it much better on the 6 monthly candle. And this candle here is where we had our COVID hiccup, and we can see we came right down to 4,000 on this particular candle. So that is the 6 monthly and the annual candle. Now, what I want to show you now is volume, and I want to show you volume on the index chart. So I'm going to just change this to Bitcoin index. And we have the index chart here, and I'm going to add in on the indicators. I'm going to add in the volume as well, because I think this is quite important to look at. And we haven't looked at the volume when it comes to the Bitcoin chart yet. And we can see with the volume over the years that the trend in the volume is down. Let's draw a bit of a trend line here. So we can see our trend going down like this, and we can see that as the price is going up here, that the volume is actually coming down. And this is also a little bit of a concern for me, that the volume just isn't there. Now, it's only the start of the year. Obviously, it's impossible to tell what the volume would be like this year, but we really need to start breaking this downtrend in the overall volume. Now, just keep in mind as well, this volume is also going to be impacted by the dominance, because back here in 2013 there wasn't very many other tokens that people could trade, and all that there really was Bitcoin, maybe a bit of Litecoin, maybe a bit of Dogecoin. We didn't have all the other tokens that arose over the next few years, which would suck some of the liquidity out of Bitcoin. And to get in and out of all the other tokens a few years ago, people had to exchange through Bitcoin because the other pairs weren't there and stable coins weren't there. So that could also have an impact on the volume. So the volume might not be the best indicator at the moment because of the complete change in dominance and the crypto cycle. So that is the Zoom Out Crypto Show for this week. I do hope that you enjoyed the video. Next week, we're going to be back and we're going to be taking a look at the Ethereum chart, a zoomed out look at the Ethereum chart. So you don't want to miss that video. Don't forget to press that subscribe button and please do like this video. Like I said, trying to get it up to 25 likes on this video this week. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye now.